Hi, guys. I don't even know if you can hear me. Hopefully, this is fine. I know it's been a while, and I wanted to come and give you guys some updates, especially if you haven't been following my Twitter or my Instagram or my threads, then you guys have no idea what's going on, probably. Um, we've moved to New York, which is great. We got here in August. It took us about a month to get a home, and we're settling in our home now. Um, I have seen some doctors. I had an appointment with an oncologist last week, and it was good. Like, he actually had some ideas, like it, and I'm still, I think, kind of wrapping my mind around it. I don't know a lot of the details, but he's already like suggesting trial medications and stuff that could possibly be helpful or even reverse some of the damage, some of the, like, there's even a possible trial medication that'll reverse like the entire gene mutation that causes this cancer. So fingers crossed, we're really hoping that works. And I'll, of course, keep everybody updated. I haven't wanted to be on camera. Like, even now, it's hard for me to even like look into the camera. I just haven't wanted to put my face on camera. I haven't wanted to do any of that. I've been wanting to just kind of keep my energy basically to myself. And I spend a little bit of time on Twitter and some time on Instagram, but I'm trying not to like indulge, like, overwhelm myself with social media. So, I mean, having a social media business, or being on social media and having this business for as long as I did, I was, I'm just blessed, like it's just a blessing to be able to have done that. I do have my calendar open. I've opened up my calendar for only the 6-month forecast tarot reading that I offer every year. I always offer it around this time. And this is the only reading that you can get from me right now. And so my November and my December calendars are open for this particular reading. It's 45 minutes, up to 45 minutes. Sometimes it can be longer. Sometimes it can be like 30 minutes or 40 minutes, but usually it's about 45 minutes. And we just look at the first 6 months of your year for your energy and what that's going to look like. So if you've never had the reading done by me before, it's actually one of my most asked for readings. It's one of my most popular readings. And so that's why I'm bringing it back for now, because people just ask me for it. So I want to be able to offer it. And it's fun. It's just, kind of, it's really nice. It's really accurate, surprisingly accurate, some people say, for it being a prediction reading. And it's really the only prediction reading I'll do. Like, we look at solar returns and stuff like that to see what kind of things would happen in your life. But with the tarot, whatever energy you're in right now, that's what's going to be like the path that we take with readings like that, with predictive 6-month readings like that. But it's really fun, and you'll also be supporting me. It's really expensive to get reset up in a new place. My medications were not there. Some of them still aren't completely set up, and I have to pay for them. And so, like, this is just helping to kind of get me a little bit more settled in with like the health community and everything. I'm also taking some holistic routes. Holistic routes are always more expensive. Like, I tell everybody, if you want to give me advice, if you want to give me some kind of holistic advice with this, and you're telling me that there's a cure or there's some kind of treatment, then you're going to have to pay for it, because I do not have the money to do that. So offering this reading for the end of this year is going to help me be able to just kind of take some routes, some pathways that I've been researching and stuff like that, and it'll just be a little bit more helpful to keep us stable while I'm in this transition phase with doctors and stuff. Um, my health is a full-time job, and I think that not a lot of people understand that until they're kind of in it. Once you've been diagnosed with a chronic disease or cancer, or even a chronic cancer, like what I've been diagnosed with, and chronic just means long term, like it's a long disease. It evolves over time, right? A really long time. It's not like this cancer isn't really fast. It's not really fast growing. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get here to New York, because if we can get it to stop growing, or we can get it to even reverse what it's doing in my body, at the stage that it's in right now, I could possibly not have to suffer with it for the rest of my life. Um, yeah, so that's where we are right now. And I wanted to just come say hi to everybody and let you guys know that we are getting settled in. I would love to come back and do public readings. I would love to be able to do that. And someday I really, really hope that I'm able to do that on a regular basis. I've been kind of playing with the idea of like just doing the energy, just like the general energy for November, and just kind of doing a video to talk to you guys about the astrology and just doing card readings. Not really sure where my energy is with that quite yet. So I may be able to do that this week. I can't, the reason why I'm opening up my calendars right now to do readings is because I have the energy to do one-on-one time with people. I have the energy, and I am excited. I'm really excited to get in touch with you guys and like chat with you and see how your lives are going and all of that. Like, it's one of my favorite things about my job, being able to do the one-on-one time with people. Um, so this is definitely recorded reading. I will be opening up some more time either at the beginning of the year, and if I find the energy at the end of this year, I may do like live astrology readings available, make that available for my calendar too. But I just wanted to let you guys know like how things are going and just the kind of details of life right now. Like, it's kind of, in a way, it's a little boring. Like, I got, I mean, because there are so many little tiny details, and you do everything that you're supposed to do up to a certain point, and then you have to wait for everybody to catch up with you. You have to wait for the Department of Social Services to catch up with you. You have to wait for the doctor's offices to catch up with you. You have to wait for the insurance to, I mean, it's just insane, like having to sit around and wait for it. So I've been doing a lot of cross stitching, and I'm also starting to work on a project where I will be making clothes. Like, I got a sewing machine, and I will be actually making like accessible clothes for cancer patients who have like ports in their chest, or if they have to get a lot of blood work done, they can have like a zipper down their sleeve or something, so they can just open up their sleeve that way. Just to kind of pass the time while I'm waiting for the next step of something that I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, I've been really busy. I'm the kind of person that I can't just like sit around and wait for other people, to keep me busy or to keep me going or something like that. So I like to do those kinds of things on my own. And so I'm always finding new stuff to do, like I didn't ever realize that I was like a creative person, but I'm really crafty. Um, so yeah, so I've been doing a lot of embroidering and a lot of sewing, and like when I have the energy to bake, of course I've been baking, and um we're just trying to be healthy and keep moving forward with all of this. I'm really proud of myself though. I promised myself I wasn't going to cry in this, this video. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to do it. I'm really proud of myself because I'm proud of myself for listening to myself. Because that's hard to do. Hold on. It's really hard to do when there's so much noise in the world. It's really hard to listen to yourself. And so making this decision to come all the way across the country, and like props to Henry for getting us here, getting us here safely, me and the cats and him getting all of us here safely. Like lots of props to him because it would have been really terrible if I would have had to do this on my own. But yeah, just and one of the things that I've really learned in the last few months is to just be quiet, to not overthink, not overanalyze situations, not try and like jump ahead. Like that waiting that I was telling you about can get really obnoxious and can almost be painful sometimes because it's like annoying. And you just want to get things going and get things moving. And that's difficult to do when you're dealing with so many different moving parts. So I just get quiet with myself and I just listen. And it's very easy to get quiet with myself and listen when I'm embroidering. Henry's mom sent me a coloring book with some pencils, and I've been doing that a lot as well. And it's just easy to get quiet and to like just be in your own energy, turn the TV off, mute the phone. And that's where I have been hearing all of the messages in that liminal space, right? I've talked about the liminal space before. And, when we're in like such a hustle and bustle kind of world, that liminal space can get very loud and can get, really confusing, and you don't know what to listen to or who to think, what to think or where to go. And, the election is just in like a week and a half or something, and it's not even like a week and 2 days, I think. And I'm actually going to be really glad when January is over, January 2025, because every year during election years, ever since like 2000, I want to say 2000 election year, ever since then, it's gone all the way into January to like get the final answer. Like we're going to get our final answers then. So yeah, so I think that the rest of this year is going to be really loud. It's going to be really loud. It's going to be really obnoxious, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that people just don't. There is just a lot of people that don't want to get along. You can try all you want, but there are just people that they just don't want to get along. They don't want to get along with anybody. They don't want to get along with life. They want to argue with themselves. Like if there are people around you arguing just to hear themselves argue, like that you don't belong in that space. So yeah, so I have been doing a lot of silence, a lot of quiet time, and I highly recommend it. It's not easy to do sitting with yourself. It's not easy to do that. But once you have sat with yourself long enough and you've become your own best friend, basically, and you've dealt with all of the ego battles, and of course, it's not going to be like all of them. You're not going to deal with all the ego battles, but the ones that you do deal with, the ones where you are able to look at yourself and be like, yeah, dude, I was a whole dick. Like I was just an asshole and I need to change my ways and I probably should apologize and then change my ways, you know? Um, we talk about the shadow all the time. And the funny thing is the shadow is not the ugly, nasty parts of you. the shadow is, it's not just that. It can be that, the parts of you that you're hiding that you don't want to show other people because you're ashamed of them. Yes, your shadow can be that, but your shadow is also the part of you that is good, that is intelligent and like a shining bright light. And that shadow, you don't believe it because it's in the shadow, right? You don't believe that intelligence and that brilliance and that, you know, the way to just like open yourself up. You don't know how to do that because you've been, you know, suppressing it every single time, you know, somebody tells you, no, no, you know, calm down, you know, you get too excited, you have, your energy's too much. When people, you know, I've been told that I am too much my whole damn life. And I had to find somebody who was just as much as me. Like, if you spend some time in our house with us, you would understand the people, the rarity of people being able to spend time with Henry and I in our house is hilarious, because like, you cannot come into our house and judge. You can't be somebody who's really judgmental and come into our house, because, you know, we want to be like children, right? We want to have that joy and that laughter and that innocence and that life and that magic and like all of those things all the time. And some people just don't get it. Like, they just don't understand. So it's a rarity when we have like people hang out with us, but we love it. We love being the host of people. But you know, I mean, it's a really strong thing to be able to build a stable foundation in your own little bubble these days, and not feel like you have to contend with the noise and with the world and all of that. So so yeah, so that's where we are. And that's, you know, I mean, it's a very interesting time. And I think I've said that quite a bit in the last 4 years, that it's a very interesting time in all of our lives. A lot of you have been with me like way even before the pandemic, and you have watched how the evolution of all of this and the evolution of me. And as I've had to pull myself away, I really appreciate the people that have continued to be here. You know, even if it's just a handful, even if like 20 of you see this video and that's it, like, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Um, you know, 7 years later, we're still doing this. So anyway, I hope you all are well. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. And you know, I miss being able to see you all, but at the same time, my energetic protection is huge for me right now. Like, I'm not going to pretend that I'm not vulnerable to the evils of the world, and a lot of those evils come from people. So there's, you know, there's, I'm just being cautious with myself, extra cautious with myself, and that's okay. You know, we have to look out for ourselves these days. So I appreciate you all be able to do that for you, and take good care of yourselves. Bye guys.